listening to a One Pint Stand, a Minnesota craft beer podcast that tells the stories of craft beer in Minnesota and beyond. So kick back, relax, and grab a cold one. The show starts now. Hello, my name is Dan Bobian, and I write, produce, and host a One Pint Stand. I'm ecstatic that you're listening. This episode of a One Pint Stand is proudly sponsored by Arbeiter Brewing Company, a multicultural-owned brewery and taproom in South Minneapolis, cultivating a welcoming and safe environment for our diverse community and craft beer enthusiasts. On this episode, I head over to Modist Brewing in Minneapolis, Minnesota for an interview to talk about celebrating their 10th anniversary. Their owners and head brewer joined me, and it was a phenomenal chat. We did a little meander down memory lane and talked about what it takes to stay relevant in craft beer nowadays. If you happen to be a pint hoister or keg stander supporter of the Patreon, you are going to love hearing the tale of the time they were served with a cease and desist from Budweiser over their beer named Dilly Dilly. If you aren't a Patreon subscriber, you might want to pull the trigger to hear that story because it is quite epic. So let's head out to the Modist Brewing taproom for my chat with Keegan, Daniel, Paul, John, and Bree. Cheers. Welcome to another on-location episode of a One Pint Stand. I'm your host, Dan Bobian. Today, I'm here at Modist Brewing, an anchor of the Minneapolis North Loop craft beer scene. I'm being joined by owners John Donnelly, Keegan Nee, Daniel Paul Willendorf, and head brewer Bree Smith. Thank you all so much for being here. I'm very excited to be chatting with you all.
Thank you, Dan.
Thanks for having us. Yeah. I'm very excited. 10 years. That's a lot of birthday spankings. So we're gonna delve into that, and
Let's start.
Make sure
with
I got the rim shot is ready for comedic moments such
Excellent.
as that.
Yeah.
Before we get into the crux of our beer conversation, I would love it if everybody could go around, introduce yourselves by saying your name, what your role is here at Modist, and your all-time favorite Modist beer.
All right, I'll start. John Donnelly. My role has not technically stayed the same full year since starting, but I was the first salesperson and delivery driver, so the head of sales was my original role. Now I'm kind of the distribution, warehouse, logistics, all sorts of other things involved in that, so that's kind of what I do day to day now. My all-time favorite Modist beer, probably Mother Cactus, which was
Wow.
Yeah, very, we'll say, nuanced beer that we made sales-wise and flavor-wise, but it was prickly pear, smoked malt, agave nectar, and it was a collaboration with Mother Cactus, the cactus shop up in North Minneapolis.
So good.
It was a really, really great beer. It was like 4.8.
And it did horribly.
It did horribly sales-wise,
Well,
but it was
that's
my
how it
favorite
works.
beer, and I don't care.
That's how it works.
It's the smoke.
Bring
People,
it back.
smoke.
Bring
But
it.
You know what? You put a shot of mezcal in there.
I hated that beer.
Oh, dude.
When did you make that? Was it like
3 years ago. 23? Yeah, 2023, I think
Okay.
it was.
All right.
Yeah, it was delightful,
If
and
you put a shot of tequila or mezcal in it,
Okay.
game over.
which
So
I don't like. So I just like the straight beer.
Hello, my name's Bree Smith. I'm the head brewer here. It's been like a year since I've been a head brewer. And how long since I've been on your podcast, Dan? When's the last time?
I think the first time you were on here was probably summer of 2023 or 22. We were up in the
Sophia was here, so
We were up
that's
in
the internet
probably
never forgets.
2023.
2023. We were up in the conference room.
Time flies.
Time flies when you're having fun. And I was going to say, this is your fourth time on here.
I think so.
If you're on here one more time, you become a member of the Elite 5 Timers Club.
What?
on
What do
the
I
one.
get?
Well, I've been searching. I'm glad you asked, because this might incentivize people listening to reach out and want to get on the show, because I've been looking at bulk bathrobes and a One Pint Stand patches, because on Saturday Night Live, when a host hosts for 5 times, they become part of the 5 Timers Club, and they get this swanky, like, smoking jacket. So I got to do some thrifting and figure that out. My wife keeps bugging me to fill out the spreadsheet of every single guest that's ever been on the show so she can figure out how many patches to make and buy.
Well, tell Karen to catalog that.
Yeah, I
she
know.
can listen to all the episodes.
I'm like,
How many times have we been on?
this
least
is
once.
the second time. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
40% the way to the
That's
road.
right. Something to shoot for. Put that on your vision board before you clock out for the day. And yeah. Bree, what's your all-time favorite beer?
I'm not going to say a beer that I made because that doesn't feel fair. So I'm going to say First Call. And if I were to do an honorable mention, it'd be Death Sauce. And if I was going to say my real answer, it'd be Watermelon Collie.
But she made.
Yeah, whatever you want. Yeah.
I just-
What does that
I
go for me?
wanna-
Like,
I want to be modest about it.
No.
I have this mixer board. I don't even make the sound effects. See, I could have. There we go.
I love coffee, so First Call is my everyday favorite. Death Sauce is never going to happen again, probably. So
What I
it's
refer to as my
memory
mother-in-law's
favorite.
Thanksgiving gravy. What is death sauce and what kind of beer style is it?
It was a smoothie sour,
Ooh.
and it was a collab with Other Half. And
false.
oh,
Drucker.
that's embarrassing.
Is there really a difference?
Yes.
I was. Yes.
And I don't remember what's in it. Keegan, do you remember what's in it?
Death.
Damn
Death
it.
and a bit of
Coffee.
sauce.
No, it's
Nutmeg.
coffee, nutmeg.
That's why I like it because there's coffee in it. I
pineapple.
forgot about
Oh,
that.
sure.
There's an orange fruit in it of some.
Yeah,
oh,
some
pineapple
orange fruit.
and cherry.
Yeah.
Orange fruit.
It's
It was a pantry dropper.
Painkiller sour, John
It's a
Donnelly
painkiller.
said.
It's a painkiller.
Yeah, painkiller sour. Yep.
Sour.
Okay.
A
Anyway,
little coffee in there.
Okay.
don't quote us on that.
Yeah.
It's good.
Well,
And then watermelon collie is
that cat is out of the
watermelon
bag. All right. Yeah, melancholy. The old. How many watermelons had to die for that beer too?
About 1 pallet per 20 barrels. So
and how
a
many
lot.
watermelons come in a pallet?
About 30.
Okay. Okay.
But that's the only way.
That's one Gallagher worth of watermelons.
Hey-o. I like it. We're
What's
getting
a
we're
Gallagher?
wearing out the rim shot here. I like it.
Bree, do you know who Gallagher is?
What?
Do people understand Gallagher?
No, I don't know what
it's
that
not,
means.
It's not a common popular culture reference.
It's
That's all I do. That's all I do.
Yeah.
when I
the guy that
hosted when I
smashed watermelons.
when I
he's on
hosted
stage.
They made fun of him on
With
Chappelle's
a
show.
hammer.
You know that show.
yeah.
Yeah,
he
Dave
smashed
Chappelle
him,
did
that
it.
guy.
It was
He was like
good times.
a mono version of Guar. Everybody in the front row wears like
Yeah.
ponchos and shit. Yeah,
Look into it.
Splash
Pretty
Zone.
yeah. Look that up.
I'm the youngest one here.
By quite a bit.
Embarrassingly,
You would have not. At the Brewers Cup Awards, I did a Gilbert Godfrey impression. And it went over pretty well because I think the average age in the room was probably or Aladdin, the parrot in Aladdin.
yeah.
Iago, I said that, but I don't have a microphone.
There we go. Perfect. All right, who's next?
I'll be next. My name is Keegan Nee. I am one of the co-founders and the flavor overlord. I do a bit of everything production-wise, like equipment and process and connecting the beers to the marketing and the bulk of the beers and design-wise. A lot of all that stuff.
Yeah.
Yep. Help with operations as well. John and I work close together. Bree and I also work close together. Daniel and I also work close together.
Yeah, it's
It's
our
wild.
offices are pretty close.
Yeah. So I do all that. Something goes broke, I fix it the best I can when I can. Favorite beer though?
Yeah.
Well, that's really, really, really hard. But one of my most favorite is the Il Bruminati Volume 2,
Which
3, 3, 3. Oh yeah, I'm wearing
Oh,
it.
yeah.
Shit, yeah. 3. We got
Spell
to
true for us.
we got to work with. We got to do a lot. It was the first Il Bruminati that was the lager, and it was really fun because we worked with True and Burial.
Oh, fun.
With Zach
Okay.
and Tim over at each brewery, and they're like, oh, can we do a lager? Like, yeah, let's do a fucking lager. And they're like, what? And then so we ultimately made this smoked amber Helles that was photo aged, and they were like, this is crazy, we can do this, and like, you guys are gonna actually sell this in hazy IPA land? And like, yep. And it went over extremely well, and I think sales did pretty good.
It was pretty good. It was
Pretty good. But
much better than my favorite beer.
But I don't know. That was such a unique beer, and it was very fun to make, and it was really fun to get other people involved, and just like truly brew what 3 brewers wanted to make.
Yeah, that
was awesome. Like, fuck, I don't know. You want to make money off it for sure, or run a business, but like, flavor first. We lead with that.
I'm last. I'm Daniel Paul Wellendorf, owner and CEO. Started as their head of marketing, and now I just spend my time connecting all the dots. And my favorite beer of all time is definitely the Hormel Chili Cheese Brew. It's just like,
Nuance.
who knew that?
Nuance.
Who knew that cheese powder? That's what beer's been missing the whole time. is
I've often said that.
Cheese powder.
Yeah.
We didn't even. Who knew that you could buy bulk cheese powder from nuts.com? We figured that out.
Bleep that out. We didn't get sponsored.
Yeah, they had to pay us to unbleep that.
That's right.
That was a joke. I feel like favorite beer of all time, the beer that I drink the most is False Pattern. False Pattern is my favorite beer. Before, if Fresh still existed, that's probably the beer that I would drink all the time. Fresh was like...
Wasn't that one of the original?
It was.
Yeah.
Okay.
It was. Well, technically, False Pattern was also one of the originals, but it was drastically different. It was totes. We got like our first.
That's right. Okay.
Our first. It wasn't technically a cease and desist. It was like a, don't make
Yeah,
sure
it
this
was
doesn't leave this.
I remember the letterhead.
Don't make
From the fuckers at Total?
No, it was
no. It was
no, it was
EJ Gallo.
Yeah, EJ Gallo, little wine company out of California.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So it was a cease and desist
Yeah.
unless we promised for the product to not leave the state of Minnesota.
Yeah,
That's,
yeah.
like
That's
that
right.
was like the you could keep making this. It
Yeah,
doesn't leave
okay.
Minnesota. So it was like it was called Totes, Totally Oats. You get it?
Yeah.
And
And Tots was a bottom barrel champagne or sparkling wine, excuse me.
Oh, like
Yeah.
T-O-T-T.
they said that
okay.
this was going to create consumer confusion, and
Right.
we're like, no, it won't. But
All right.
We're
you
super,
got,
do you ever
you got
think
a lot
that
of
just
lawyers.
because somebody's a dumbass doesn't mean that like it's going to create mass confusion? Do you think it was just like a them problem?
Well, based on our experience, I would say that I would say that doesn't matter. It will always be confused.
But we got ours. On the label, there's a little homage to that cease and desist.
That's right.
Yeah, no one's ever found the secret hidden message inside of the false pattern.
That's why it's called false pattern. Fun fact.
There's a message. I don't think anyone's ever found it unless I pointed it out to them.
It's super secret.
Like on the label?
Yeah.
On the label.
Yeah, it's like that scene in Mallrats. The guy's trying to find the ship.
Sailboat.
It's a schooner.
Damn it! I was about to give you shit for another
Another late-
that's funny.
popular
That's
cultural
fine.
reference that
That's
no one
Speaking
understands.
of
Like I said,
Mallrats,
that's all I do.
Did you know that the kid who beats up the Easter Bunny was in my 8th grade speech class? He went to Hopkins. Did you know
yeah.
Tommy Dahl?
That's very cool.
Yeah.
Shout out Tommy Dahl.
Yeah,
Hell
Tommy Dahl, if
Get
you're
out
listening. Also, there was one time he was so nervous. He was like this big, huge baseball player, but he was like gentle giant kind of a kid. And I was like, if you're afraid that you're going to forget something, just write it down. You can have as many note cards as you want. And he goes up to the podium. He's like super nervous. He's holding his note cards really tight. And then he went like this, and they all went. It was like 52 card pickup. I'm like, let's take a bathroom break and let Tommy get resettled here, and we'll come back. And he's like, oh god, it was really funny.
Sorry.
Yeah, Mallrats. We're gonna pack in a lot of great 80s references,
got
and you'll
plenty.
have so many things to go home and research.
I know what Mallrats is. I was really into Kevin Smith.
There you go. 10 years.
Who is?
10 years of Modist
Yeah.
Brewing.
Feels like 100.
Yeah.
Underwater.
I'm sure it does. Sometimes a day can feel like a year.
Yeah.
What do you think allowed for you to stay relevant for a decade in craft beer that has seen so much change?
Not giving a shit. Well, I don't know.
In what? Okay. I'm not the host, but in what respect?
Say more about that.
Say more.
Yeah,
say more thing. Say more words, please.
I mean, I think that one of the things that I've always been proud about is that we are, for better or worse, authentically us. And sometimes we create a trend, sometimes we follow one, sometimes we just do something that we know is going to be very unpopular, and we don't really like. I don't know. I would say if it's all premeditated and curated, that'd be a lie. It's like we just kind of like we got into this to have fun, and we've kind of been having fun, and it worked. And even though the market's been up and down, and we've had our struggles, I feel like if we were more put together in a way, we would be worse off.
I think just being nimble and like trying new things and being unafraid to try new things, and in anything that we've done, like our mash filter up to fucking Hormel chili beer. Sorry.
The wild part about that beer is I had some.
Yeah.
I took a sip. I was like, okay, I don't know if I'd want a full pour of this, but I was making chili at the time, and I poured it in there, and it made that chili really good.
Hell yeah.
It was that infusion of liquidy cheese powder.
So
I think
good.
that really brought it all together.
We should get this episode sponsored.
Yeah.
I think we still have contacts.
Send the
over
check, nuts.com. Let's go.
I would, in lieu of monetary things, just send me hot dogs.
Yep.
That's
there
fine.
you go. Hell yeah.
Not spam.
The other thing is, just the our dedication to like quality. We pull beers that we dump beers that need to be dumped. We've pulled beers from retail that need to be pulled, and kind of we've seen a lot of not that happening in the market, and that's like the number one like brand killer, in my opinion, is just like, well, just let it ride and maybe it'll be fine. Now, if your cans are exploding on the shelves, get rid of them. If your beer is not going to turn out, put it down the drain. The city of Minneapolis can centrifuge that out, or whatever the hell they do with it after it goes through the whatever maze of pipes underneath us. They can deal with it after this.
I agree with that. I would also like to point out that Modist does a great job of like caring about social justice issues, and we are in Minneapolis, and there's a lot of social justice issues happening here. So it's really cool to personally like work for a place and for people that give a shit about that, and people notice that we give a shit. And I feel like we also inspire other people to give a shit. A lot of people want to separate politics from their beer and all of that, but like sometimes it's not about politics. It's like basic human rights, and humans drink beer. So people that drink beer should give a fuck about human rights. I don't know.
Yeah. There's kind of getting back to what you said, Daniel Paul, not giving a shit. If you would have taken maybe the corporate line about, well, we're just going to wait on the sidelines, let's not alienate any particular group of our base. That's how you alienate. I think in action, then you alienate everybody. So I think it's like important that you do take a stand, and people know you for a place that cares about its community, hyper local in Minneapolis. So I think that's
thank you for saying that.
Yeah.
And thank you, John Embry, for using better words than I used, because that's kind of what I was getting at. Was like,
she said shit.
Like the authenticity of Modist. Like the reason why I fell in love with the idea is that things like John pointed out with the quality thing is like that's built in. It's like I don't think that we ever felt like we had a choice to pull a beer if it wasn't good, or like standing up for things that we care about. There wasn't really many decisions to be made.
Yeah.
How you do it, or whatever. And I'm not going to brag that we were ever the first, or we didn't like kind of just like sit back and and read the room. There is like, but never did we ever feel like just playing, doing what was safe was the move.
Yeah.
Because I don't think that we ever even care about that. I don't know. It's just like we're gonna do something. Like we're gonna pull the beer. We don't well, people drinking bad beer. Right. So yeah, like there's not ever like we should figure out we should let people drink bad beer. Like that's not really part of us. You know what I mean?
True. No, everyone has said all the best things, and that's what I agree with everything. It's just about being genuine. We're just trying to be genuine people that and brew what we want to brew what the people want to. What the people want to drink, but also what we want to create, but also create good jobs, keep it local as much as possible, high quality. We started with that. That's what we wanted, and we're not big fat cat, what is it? Silver spoon born in your mouth, whatever the fuck that is. We're not that. We're just real people trying the best we can to make big change, and it's all these little small changes grow to be a big change, right? So try to do that the best we can and navigate this world. We've never done this before. We have a lot of brewing experience before Modist, collectively, and now 10 years, but we're still people. We're evolving, we're changing, we're trying to be us, and just get that out to everybody and keep creativity alive. And it feels good, but it's also like it's a lot of fucking work.
Yeah.
But I'm proud. Yeah. And we wouldn't be here with all the people that have been in in the Modist family, in a small part and large part. So it's not just us here at the table. It's everyone that's involved. You know, it's
when you opened, there was a lot of excitement about this brand. I think you Keegan, you mentioned you had some great experience, great people who had some industry, like already had, some industry cred. And you opened, and I remember reading about the mash filter, and I'm like, what? I don't understand. and you came out with beers that were not really like the beers that a lot of other people were coming up with at the time. That was still back when a lot of breweries were opening. It was kind of before the haze craze. So when a brewery opened, they'd have like a pale ale, an IPA, an amber ale, a brown ale, and all that stuff. And what struck me about you all is that you didn't have those styles. Your beer had elements of those styles. And it wasn't until I actually got to help brew the BCC collab and actually see the mash filter in action where I'm like, oh, I get it now. When I come in here, the tap list is always a really nice continuum of kind of like familiar favorites and really bold, kind of avant-garde things that I would never think to make in a million years. That's a comfort to me. Being a brewery of your size, is it challenging to have that? I mean, you could just lean heavily into whatever style is really popular. We went through that phase where a lot of breweries would have, 5-6 IPAs on tap and a couple smoothie, couple of variants of death sauce on there. And, I know you have all those, sauce. But sometimes I'll walk into a foeder-aged Pilsner. There'll be an English mild. There'll be a Dortmunder. You said it. Yeah, we have to. We love to brew what we want. We love to brew what's creative, but we're also a business. How do you get away with that at your size?
Well, I would say that. I mean, it really started in the inception of the company and our brewing philosophy, because like the breweries I worked in the past pigeonholed themselves into like, we do this style and this style. That's it, and it's like. Okay, you can make that extremely creative within those styles, but then you're just still like, okay, what else can you do, right? And it just didn't make sense. So we built the equipment and the processes and just the mindset of recipe development to be able to do whatever we'd want to do and be able to turn on a dime, get creative, have fun, react to the market, whatever need be. But it can be hard because, like you've said before, some of our favorite beers here listed are not the biggest sellers, but like for that group of people that did buy them, that did enjoy them, they loved them. So it's a not always a win. It's a win-win, just at different chunks of the scale, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, I don't know. You gotta, I don't know. People look to companies. They look to, especially in the creative space, like products. Especially ones that you consume. Like you to kind of like tell us what's popular. Tell us what you're into, and if it catches on, it catches on. So we just, I don't know. Got to brew what we want to brew. See if it goes on. I don't know how much more Dortmunder we're going to be brewing, but it was fire
good.
when we had it. It was really great.
I hope it's a lot. Sprinkled in throughout the other things, but I love
So
to
many
see
more
it on
10
tap
barrel
again.
batches spread over.
Yeah, it's just us over
It's
the
not
next.
on the schedule, Dan. I'm so
the
sorry.
next. Oh God. We're gonna pause here so I can have a good cry. Talk to me about this beer, this Super Deluxe. This is so thirst quenching, delicious, easy drinking. Was this kind of like in the hopper, in the recipe book back before you opened that, like, we are gonna at some point do a very clean Japanese style rice lager?
Keegan loves Budweiser. That's where it started.
yeah, that's
It's
it.
the king of beers for a reason.
Behind us is is Target Field, and from the patio before they built a high rise in front of it, you can see the Budweiser sign. And when we opened, it was the first thing that everybody would ask, and still now is, what do you have that's like Bud Miller Coors? But we wanted to make a rice lager.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go get a picture of it for us, and then Keegan can tell about it.
So it was not, to answer your question, it was not in like just sitting on the shelf ready to be unleashed, right?
Yeah.
I would say over 90% of the beers at Modist, we just do it.
Okay.
Like they're not in the back of our head. The back of my head and other people's heads, sure. But
Yeah.
like we don't have it written down, but like one day we're going to do this, right? It's just,
Dr. Pepper Brown Ale.
You heard it here first, folks.
Dude, it'd be
Into
pretty-
it.
I think it'd be pretty good. But Bree said one of her favorite beers is First Call. I will never forget the day we were brewing. Like, it's the brew day. We're here live. and-
Original beer.
Yeah, and it was just like, our former head brewer Jack. He was like, oh hey, he was very new, green to the whole industry. He's like, oh yeah, have you brewed this before? Pilot batch it, homebrew? I'm like, no. He's like, we're brewing this all just like live, like 40 barrels of it. I'm like, yeah. And I was like,
For our opening day.
and it's just like, just do it, And it's easy for me to say because it's biased because I'm me, but like I could just taste it in my head, and I'm like,
Yeah.
okay, it makes sense. Okay, cool. I might have to like fine tune it on the back end, but like we're gonna do it. And that year, that first batch, well, he won bronze in like World Beer Cup and got the Wireman red overalls, the legendary ones, everything. It was, so like
one of my favorite. Sorry to interrupt. One of my favorite memories in all of our history is when Keegan first brewed, First Call, very first batch, and it was in the bright tank, and he brought it over to me, and didn't know, like, was not convinced that it was good enough. I had to convince Keegan. He was probably already convinced. Maybe he was being bashful or whatever. Like, this is fantastic. This is like it looks like, all the things, like, it looks like a regular light lager. It tastes like sparkling coffee. It's like you tasted this in your brain. We're about to open in fucking 5 days, and this is the first time we ever even tried it. Like, there's no pilot badges. There's like, this is like, dear fucking God. And what are you like? I wish this was on YouTube. So
I'm not I'm like a competitive with myself type of person. So I don't know. I'm just
Except
like, it's
for
never
when it
good
comes to
enough. It could be
pouring.
better. But whatever.
What gets me about that beer is there's no, for as light as it is in color, it still has a lot of really satisfying coffee flavor without any semblance of bitterness.
There's a ton of coffee in it. It just doesn't react the way most brewers or people would think with beer. It's
Is
not
that
gonna make it
because
dark.
of the mash filter and how you're able to manipulate like the other grains in the beer, or what?
No, it's a very pale lager, but it's how we use the coffee. The base recipe, there's some magic in there, nuanced, but like how we use the coffee is like the real secret. It's it's surface
coffee
area.
doesn't see the mash filter. It
Yeah.
goes
Oh,
in,
okay.
It
Yeah,
goes
yeah.
in after the fermentation is done.
Oh, all right.
So after the beers crash for like a week, and 24 hours before we're ready to filter it for packaging, we'll
okay.
add the coffee so it doesn't stay in the tank for longer than 24 hours. So that has
okay.
probably a lot to do with like
Sure.
Whoa,
the
trade
color not being
secrets,
super
bro.
dark. Oh my
Remember
god!
There's only 7 people that
Write
listen
that
to
down,
this
write
show.
that down.
Don't worry, you'll be
NDA
fine.
that you
It's,
sound?
We use
Bleep that out.
We're using the beer.
We
to
use
make
Folgers.
Yeah, lots of Folgers.
that'd be a
Sponsored.
sponsorship.
No, we use the beer as in place of water to make cold press, basically.
Oh, sure,
Same,
okay.
Same tech, just beer instead of water.
That makes sense.
But like getting to Supra, that was like John was saying. It was like, hey, let's continue the lager thing, because at the time, as far as I'm aware, there wasn't a lot of craft lagers. You know, they're out there, you know, but like not. It was like cream ales and blonde ales.
Bauhaus was the only one, like pushing it, right?
Like shells.
Yeah.
And shit. Well,
Yeah,
obviously shells. Yeah,
But like there wasn't much.
Yeah.
And so it was like that's part of my background is lagers. So I was like, okay, let's go. And like people just didn't do them because tank space. You know, like
Sure.
they take up longer tank space. Like it makes sense. So, but like, what is the modest answer to a lager and utilizing the mash filter?
Well, wait though, because we got a lot of street cred in the brewing world because we launched with 2 lagers.
Oh, that's true.
We're always a lager brewery.
Hey, IPA and lager.
But one just happened to be a salted caramel lager, and one was a cold,
Okay,
a cold pressed coffee lager.
What was
So,
that
like,
one called? This
Smooth.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Smooth. But so
Didn't we get a cease and desist for that one too?
no, we actually it was the opposite. We had the trademark, and the lawyers sent us a letter to try to make us say it's okay for these other breweries to use.
Oh yeah, they're
that
battling
name.
over.
It kind of sounds like the name of a laxative.
Yeah. So
Maybe it does both.
fresh, feminine hygiene, smooth,
Yeah,
laxative.
Laxative.
So
Sometimes
they don't exist
Sometimes
anymore.
it works that way as well.
Wasteland, where both of those things end up.
Yep.
It's all coming.
If
full
you drink
circle.
enough, you land in the wasteland.
That's right.
Then you need a first call to wake you up
Yeah.
from your hangover. It's the best
Sorry.
hangover cure ever.
Keegan, keep going.
Oh, Supra though is like I have a huge respect for the quality and dedication of Japanese culture, especially in like engineering and designing things. It's like less is more. But then I just wanted to take a stab at that, but also like amp it up our own way. And so yeah, that beer is like 49% rice and 51% barley. It's over 50% rice, and that's an absurd amount, especially for that style. We used Sriracha Ace originally from Japan, and like that with Sapporo grew that on on their estate and everything. Like just pay homage to that dedication, but also make something extremely crushable that utilizes that mash filter. The most expensive product in that or ingredient in that beer is the rice. There's a specific type of rice we use. We've tried it all. This is the only one that is
Okay.
worth our time.
Yeah.
But I would like Daniel, you help me out with the coolest part. One of the coolest memories of Supra though, when I was on biking on the way home.
Cultural appreciation instead of cultural appropriation. Is that what you're talking about?
No, but it's always been appreciation. But no, when we didn't even name it, we didn't even brand it. It was just a Japanese style premium lager in the tank, and I was on my way home, and then Daniel gave me a call. Do you not remember this?
No, of course I do. Okay. You want me to tell this part?
That's what I asked. Jesus Christ.
I'd love to
So-
sit in on one of your sales meetings. This is
So
No, you
it was so they were touring with Rarmal. It was Asahi, right?
Yes.
So there's like the dude from Asahi was here and wanted to come here and tried Supra and said it was fucking fire. And it was just like it was the timing was impeccable because we were getting ready to launch it.
Yeah.
This is total like serendipity.
This is like
serendipity.
Deviation
Okay.
3. It was like a tap room,
Yeah.
Deviation 3, let's
Yeah.
launch this. No, like Supra as a brand didn't exist.
And
But-
really, I asked him genuinely. He was like, "This is a style that we love. This is a style we're making. Like, is this insulting if we call it a Japanese style lager? Because we're making it because we love it, but all there is respect there.
Yeah.
And like whether it's was enough blessing for us to do it or not, we probably would have done it either way. But he said this is very appropriate to the style. It is a beautiful beer, and my feeling is that I would love if this existed. And it was just like cool in so many ways. I don't know.
It was awesome. Like, we're sitting there because they were Acai was in town to like do like a QA QC on malt from RAR down in Shakopee, and so they came here, and it was really cool to share that experience with them. But they were so stoked that we gave a fuck about that style of beer. And in Minnesota, you know, in the Americas and everything, like they're very stoked. But then, you know, it's talking like, oh, how much rice and stuff, and I was like, oh, it's like 2%, 53%, and they're like, that's too much. You don't need that much. You don't need that much. I was like, no, but we do. This is how we're gonna do it.
Yeah.
You know, but like this beer is 52% like rice alcohol. Like it's like.
Wait, so you told the acai guy that we're gonna just outdo you?
No, I just said like, you know, we're just gonna crank it up. Just gonna crank it up.
This is America.
Just gonna crank it up. But no,
Americanize it.
Go big or go home.
But
Texas,
yeah,
Texas
it's
Stone
fun.
Rice Lager.
It's really cool. It's fun. I've Kiriichiban, Sapporo, Acai. Like, love all these brands, all these beers for years, and it's really fun to put our own twist on it and keep it simple and just go straight forward. But like, you'll see it in like the branding too. Like, it's called, like, the name is ridiculous. It's Supra Deluxe Premium Lager. We just taken a poke at all like the big macros, like triple cold filtered. Blah, blah, blah,
Dude, we
blah,
should
blah,
say
blah.
mash filtered. Like no one.
Yeah,
It doesn't even matter. Mash filtered.
The name is just ridiculously long of just all these like, oh, it's all these super great premium deluxe things.
hot filtered.
We're really big in the Supra subreddit also, the car.
Yeah.
Is that true?
I did not know such a thing existed. That
My next
Toyota
door neighbor
Supra?
and his buddies, they all hang out when they hang out at my next door neighbor's house, there's like 3 Supras, and every time I like look outside, if they're all hanging out, I just throw one on their sunroofs. Like put a beer on all their sunroofs.
That's funny.
It's awesome.
Yeah, it's so good. I was out in Boise, Idaho last summer, and I would say 90% of the breweries I went to had a Japanese-style rice lager on tap. I think it's something that a lot of places are really getting into, but you know, like, you can go to 10 different breweries and taste the same style, and it's all over the board as far as like everybody's interpretation of it, what their brew system is like. Obviously, you all have the luxury of having one of probably the coolest brewing toys available.
Facts.
What was the impetus to go all in on the mash filter? It's very rare, and I know it's very costly. Talk about that.
That's just my pure confidence, I guess. I don't know.
It's pretty good at convincing people to.
Yeah, I can do that. No, I mean, I read about it in like one of the brewer Bibles. It's the
You can read.
sometimes. It's the Master Brewers Association like hard copy book from like 1995. And I'm reading through that, and I'm like on lautering, the whole chapter about lautering, and it's like, oh, these mash filters. Da, 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 da. I'm like, why don't we have one of these? Why this is way better than a lauter ton? Why the fuck do we not have this? So I started looking into it because we priced out a whole brew house with lauter ton and everything from all the best top of the line manufacturers. And I was like, well, can we get one of these? And then, you know, ran down a whole rabbit hole and talking to people in Canada and stuff and all this shit, and it was crazy. And then we found, like, in damn near our backyard, Wisconsin, that this small company was making them. And we got like the 7th one ever made.
Okay.
And it was a big risk, you know, for me, you know, not just like monetarily, but like I have to learn this thing, and I've never brewed on this, and I have a very small support system to help me with it.
Brewed beer horizontally before.
That's true. Yep.
That's
you know, the first brewery to brew horizontally. Wow.
In Minnesota.
In Minnesota.
yeah. I mean, that's it. I didn't even think of that because it's like if there's so few things, like when something breaks,
It's scary.
well, how do you? It's like,
It's scary. Yeah.
huh?
But yeah, we found it, and I was like, oh, yeah, sweet, this is awesome, because I was looking at it pure, like, creativity, and like, oh, yeah, it's a cool piece of equipment. I'm a huge equipment nerd, and, like, that's awesome. But then then we learn more about it. It's like all these efficiencies come from it with time and material and carbon footprints and water usage and all that. It's like, this is a win-win-win-win. The only downside, two downsides, is it does cost more, like easily 30% more.
Yeah.
And then you factor in all the utilities with it because it needs like high power flow utilities that most brew houses don't need. And the other one would be cleaning it is great, but it's scaled down from a giant, we have like the smallest one, right? A model. The standard side is the size of a full size like semi.
Yeah.
So like those facilities have like in-house automated CIP systems.
Okay.
And we don't need one at our scale, but
We should get a conveyor belt to take the grain away.
yeah, there's a lot of cool stuff that we could buy. But yeah, it's like when I'm getting at is when you scale down, like not everything is 1-to-1.
Yeah.
So like we use more caustic than an average brew house.
Okay.
But we make the best use of it we can.
Yeah.
You know?
But then one of the things that you mentioned was the efficiency with raw materials. I mean, if you take your grain usage, if you were to compare it with a brewery of similar size and similar barrels per year, what do you use? Like maybe 2/3 of the amount of grain because you can extract what you need out of a smaller amount, and then doesn't it use way less water too?
Yeah, I'd safely. I mean, they advertise as like 45% less grain and water, but I'd safely say a 30 easily. But yeah, we're using a lot less grain and water per batch, and hops on the hop side too, and all that jazz.
God, it's pretty amazing.
We mill into flour so we can extract 100% of the surface area.
Right, I've gotten to use the world's largest whisk to make sure there were no dough balls when we did the collab. That was my job. And I got to spray the thing, cleaning that
Exclusive.
You sprayed the thing?
thing. I sprayed the thing, that's right.
Bree
Don't
didn't
tell
tell you that?
Hormel or Folgers. It was really it was really good.
Yeah, we
Bree didn't tell you that the whisk isn't needed?
I will say that people are stoked
like, just
to
keep
like
damn
busy.
We've dialed it in.
They were like, this is the most important job. I'm only telling you this because I know you're the only one who won't crack under the pressure. I'm like, okay, let me go quick watch Jacques Pepin whisking video, and I'll be right back. Okay. Oui. Bonjour.
Je m'appelle Robert.
Je m'appelle Robert.
He would be like the Guy Fieri of the 80s.
Welcome to Flavor Town. And him and Julia Child.
Well, it started as a one-night stand. I had 2 pints for lonely hand. Bounced back like a rubber band for 3 pints. Drinking a fourth in the faraway land, but I couldn't make it as a single man. So I married me this beer right here. A pint, 1 pint stand.
Hey, thank you so much for listening. Hopefully you're enjoying a 1 pint stand. My aim is to help spread the word about craft beer. Enjoying craft beer is a passion of mine, and I love chatting about it with other people. A 1 pint stand has a goal of helping breweries tell their stories. I love to get out in and beyond Minnesota to visit breweries, beer bars, and meet other interesting beer people. If you're also into those things, you will probably want to keep tabs on the show. So go ahead and follow a 1 pint stand on Instagram, Facebook, Blue Sky, and Mastodon. I also started a TikTok account because I was tired of Charles calling me a boomer for not having one. I would also appreciate any and all positive reviews on Spotify, Apple Music, or wherever you listen to your podcasts to help make it easier for other craft beer listeners to find us. If you want to be a supporter of the podcast with some of the extra change you found in your couch cushions, I have a Patreon. There are 3 different monthly levels of support, and they are priced at $1, $3, or $5 a month. If you pledge at the $3 or $5 monthly level, you get some pretty cool perks. So go to patreon.com and search a 1 pint stand to check it out. We're up to 29 supporters, and I'm really excited for what that means for the show. If you like reading about craft beer, check out my written work on a1pintstand.com. I love to write, and that is where you'll find a lot of written content covering both the local craft beer happenings as well as my craft beer travels. I truly appreciate you listening and taking time to enjoy our stories. Now, before we head back to the show, I want to take a minute and talk about this episode's sponsor, Arbeiter Brewing. They always have so many cool little events happening throughout the year, but May is special. On May 9th, now make sure to pause the episode here and write this date down, folks. You back? Okay. On Saturday, May 9th, Arbeiter will be hosting their annual Asian Phoenix Festival. The festival will feature Asian performing artists, makers, and food vendors. The Asian Phoenix represents resilience, revitalization, and harmony. She is the opposing force to the dragon. The Phoenix has also become an important symbol to our South Minneapolis neighborhood as we work to renew and build what was lost after the spring 2020 uprising. You can read more about the Phoenix Festival at arbiterbrewing.com and make sure you follow them at Arbeiter Brewing on socials. Of course, if you don't want to wait till May 9th to visit, you can clock out of work today and head over there because they just put their Doppelbock Liberator on tap. This was brewed in collaboration with Holy Trinity Lutheran Church, and a portion of the proceeds will go to support the Holy Trinity Justice Fund. But wait, there's more. On Friday, April 17th at 4 p.m., Arbeiter is releasing a blast from the past from East Lake Brewing. Kirby Pucker. Yes, you can sip on a sour that will distract you from the saltiness you have for the Polads and their inability to do anything right when it comes to our beloved Hometown 9.
How about a beer?
When I think about one of the things that comes to mind about Modist is innovative. If you didn't have a mash filter, do you think you'd be able to pull all the when you're talking about things that let's try this? How much more difficult would the beers that you make that really rely on either highlighting a certain ingredient or creating a certain texture, would that be possible if you were just on a standard 2-3 vessel brew house?
I would say yes, because we were doing it homebrewing. I mean, that's where it all sparked. We're learning, didn't know shit. We're just learning and making mistakes and learning. Yeah. And we'd enter our beers into the beer, the homebrew competitions and stuff. What was it? The Upper Mississippi Midwest or something like that. Yeah. We won one of the awards.
The only one we ever won.
We won one. It was great.
Yeah, hell yeah. Shout out 2014 Mississippi Mashout.
Yeah.
Kabam.
There's we just 13? Get all this feedback. It's amazing beer. I want to drink more, but it wasn't to style. Mm-hmm. So it's you're just kind of pioneering using that, and you're limited by your equipment to a certain degree. But with the first call we were talking about, you're not really limited by equipment with that. You could do it. So it just doesn't have. It's not all about the mash filter, but like Supra, brew that on another system. You're gonna need a lot of rice hulls and a lot of time, and maybe some enzyme actions and stuff, and we don't have to do any of that. We just send it, So it's more can you do it versus can you do it efficiently? Spring Forge, the lager that's on right now. Is it Spring Forge or Gravity Lens? I keep getting them. There's a lot of rye in it. Which one is it? I should know this.
Way to know your beer.
This is
Some overlord.
We launch 50 grams a year, so we give them a break.
That's true.
It's Gravity Lens. It's definitely Gravity Lens.
Okay, Gravity Lens. Yeah. So that much rye it's so viscous and thick to brew with. I remember Shell's back when they did that Emerald Rye. Awesome.
Oh, hell yeah.
But they're I was talking to the brewers, it was 5%. We'll never do it again. It took so fucking long.
Right.
And that's 5%. We crank it up to 20, or highlighting rye. But at the same time, people are more not as excited about malt. Yeah. But we are doing it, and it's there when people want it. When they discover it, they're like, "Whoa!" You tell someone that's 20% rye, they're like, "Oh, that's fucking awesome!" How did you do that? And just conversations.
Now we've spent a lot of time talking about the beers, which are outstanding. Talk to me about the people, because we all know that breweries do not function just because you've got good recipes. Mm-hmm. You need people in every position to kind of have the understanding of how to market, how to make it, how to package it, everything. Over the years, you've probably had a lot of different employees. What does it take when you're thinking about hiring for a position? What does it take for somebody to kind of be a good fit here?
I think that in a lot of ways we've benefited from being very hands-on owners. So like the ownership group had a lot of like brewery-centric, outside of myself, because I didn't know how to brew. I've never brewed a batch of beer, and it's awesome to be able to taste it as a fan every single time. But we had a lot of built-in skill sets that we kind of guaranteed that part of it, the kind of the very the logistics, the know-how built in with ownership, and we all were very hands-on. We've been hands-on the whole time. That allowed us to not just hire for solely experience, like to kind of like make up for what we don't know. We've been able to hire for people that we just like feel get it, because there's a lot of people that will learn, that can learn, and you can like you can see it on their resume or by talking to them, even if they've never brewed a goddamn beer or done the thing before. Mm-hmm. And so I think we've always kind of put, in general, you know, like we do hire. We want people to kind of be ready day one for certain positions, but we've always, because we've had such hands-on skill sets, we've been able to just kind of like create a well-curated group of people who like just kind of get what we're doing and just send it. I don't know. Does that answer your question? It's like
yeah.
It's like I mean, it's training. You know, training people for the jobs that you're very well accustomed to doing. You know, like for myself on the warehouse side, you know, just hired another guy named Gabe, and it's like, all right, you've been a bar back, you kind of understand, like, you're not scared of moving kegs around. Now I'm going to show you how to drop 2 kegs down a flight of stairs or go down a keg chute or any of that kind of stuff that, you know, is like the day-to-day, like nitty-gritty shit that kind of sucks, but, like, you got to do it and part of the fun. Like, I did, like, 5 deliveries in downtown today, and I'm very sweaty and stinky, and I apologize that you all have to be around me right now.
Thank you for saying that.
Part of the terroir of the podcast now. It's
absolutely,
it's great.
Its smell-o-vision would be pretty rough if it was invented. But yeah, we're not the ownership group. We're not afraid to get our hands dirty, and we've built these tables and that dividing wall behind us, and we will continue to be the fixers and the janitors and the toilet scrubbers for forever. I don't know.
Now, Bree, you came in, you started working at Modist in 2020. So you, math-wise, more than half of the journey. Weren't always in the brew house, but now you're a head brewer. What have you come to appreciate about Modist? You've worked at other places in and around beer. You know a lot of people in and around beer. What's special about this place?
What I was going to chime in on the prior question, but I didn't get to, was that Modist is really values like promoting within, which I think is a part of the reason why I find myself where I am right now. But instead of like just posting a job posting, it's like, let's see who we can grow within our company is like the first thought that's considered, and that's really nice because a lot of people, or a lot of companies, I guess I should say, don't, I feel like, invest in their people. And I feel very valued to be here. And I don't know, I feel like people care about me here. And it feels like my job is more than like my job, because my value is tangible here in a way. Whereas like, I understand like a job is a job to a lot of people, and that's totally fine and okay. But like when you experience the difference of like something just being a job and like versus like people investing in you and your future, it's like night and day difference. So I'm really grateful. I don't know. It's really cool. I've never experienced a job place that has ever cared about me the fraction that anybody at Modist does.
Yeah, that's awesome to hear.
Thank you.
It's been nice to kind of, and we've talked about kind of your story here over the years, and I point this out to a lot of other breweries that I talk to about, you know, there are some places that recognize talent, recognize intellect, recognize passion, but like if you have a hard and fast like must have X number of years of experience doing this, you're weeding out a lot of potentially great employees. And I think, you're a shining example, Bree, of why I think maybe if a brewery's listening and, they're going by this structure that personally just seems outdated, maybe you want to reconsider that, because you're missing out on a lot of talent. I think it's really awesome that you're doing what you're doing here. That was allowed to happen. Like in an industry where that's not, like you said, that's not the norm.
Totally.
So I think
Totally
that's
agree.
really, really an important thing to hit on.
I 100% agree, and I'd like to think that was like written down as our philosophy for hiring at some point, but it's not. But what, like, my point for, like, being hands-on owners, it empowers us to do that, because, like, we can't, like, Bree's got so much talent, so much passion, but if we didn't have people who we trusted, like, complimenting her knowledge and showing her how to be successful at her job, we're not setting her up for success.
Yeah.
So it's just like the people like the Jackson and Keegans being willing to put that time in and like make sure that like she as an employee is getting, like, that's what makes it all work. Breweries, Eddie Brewery did what you're suggesting is like this outdated thing was like they better have the people there to support this person, because if they don't have the people there to support this person, like, oh, we're going to go on just passion and talent. Well, that's a risky endeavor. Mm-hmm. Unless you are committed to making sure that person gets to the point where you need them to be.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
For sure.
Like
Someone gave me a chance. I wanted the chance because I knew, even though they didn't know me, that I had the skill set to do that in a different way than I've ever done before. But I was dedicated and confident that I could do it if he gave me the chance. And someone gave me the chance.
Yeah.
I didn't know shit. I didn't go to brewing school. Most of the brewers I know that are great didn't go to brewing school. There's nothing wrong with going to brewing school or not, but like it's all about how you learn. And I learned that really fast in this industry is like not everyone learns the same in the world, right? So if you identify how everyone learns and tune it to how they learn, which to me is very hands-on, you can get amazing things.
Yeah.
And I would like to give a chance to anybody, just like someone gave me a chance, and see how it goes, and go from there. And Bree's crushing it. Like one of her biggest champions, and that is exactly like you said. Like very good example of like you give somebody a chance.
Yeah.
And to your point too, Daniel, like. And give them your knowledge and give them the tools and give them the freedom to make mistakes, to have successes, to grow as an individual. That's where the magic happens. And I'm a huge, I didn't know that going into this brewery. We just did it.
Yeah.
And just about being genuine. Like this is what's right. This is what's good, but also this is how you get the best.
Yeah.
For the record, Bree did not make mistakes. Or many mistakes. That's not what we're like she's fucking
Zero.
But but we're just so willing to like someone is like, man, she's just so good at so many things.
Yeah.
Let's give her more and see what we get. And we're just like maybe what sets us apart is that we're just so willing to kind of like see it through. I don't know. If she sucks, she wouldn't. If she sucks, she wouldn't be here. She knows that.
But for the record, it is okay to make mistakes as long as you're learning from them.
Right.
Because I've made
And you take
mistakes.
accountability.
Yes.
Yeah.
That is one of my favorite things of Bree is how dedicated you are to accountability. It makes me better as a person and me better and the company better.
She holds
holding
us
people to accountability. It's infectious. It's thank you.
Thanks, Keegan. No problem.
She makes me cry like 3 times a week.
That's called bullying.
That's right.
From love.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's all from love.
It's all the
from the
random hot sauce in the contact lens area. So 10 years, I want to talk timeline. All right. As you look back, the past 10 years, what are some of the historical waypoints that stick out for Modist as a brewery that you're like, that was pretty gosh darn cool?
Mother Cactus.
Mother Cactus. I would just dream about that beer. No, today is the first marks the 10th anniversary of our first beer sold, which is pretty crazy. So we should probably drink the first call.
I thought 415.
It's the 16th. Tax Day. It was Tax Day in 2016 then. Yeah, it's Tax Day yesterday. Did you do them?
That's a tomorrow problem.
That's a tomorrow problem. No, just like the build out here as like the starting point, I guess. We took over the space on May 1st of 2015. And while we were waiting for permits, we didn't really know what to do, so we were like, we did some demo. Like most of this building was a vanilla shell.
Okay.
So we spent the months of cracking a wall back there, pulling wires off the ceiling.
Ripped out a lot of Ethernet.
A lot of Ethernet cords. I don't know what they were for, but
I was just going to ask,
Ethernet.
what was this building before? Like, what used to be in this space?
Originally, it was built as a Morton salt warehouse. So the railroad track went through the alleyway behind us, and then it was a couple different paper companies, a machine shop, and then Caribou Coffee.
517 3rd Avenue, whatever our address is.
505.
North 3rd Street. 517. No, 517. I know 505 is our address.
Oh, okay.
But anyway, if you type in 517, our address still comes up on Google Maps for this building. I didn't fact check this. Allegedly, Easter eggs were made here.
Whoa.
It was made.
What?
It was built in the 40s.
Okay.
But
This is where Easter eggs came from?
Our landlord is a third generation owner. They've owned the building since the 60s when it was a paper company. I don't remember which kind or what it was, but maybe it was Dunder Mifflin. I don't know. The Office. I don't know if you've seen that before, Bree. What?
Just kidding.
Then it was when it was Caribou, one of Caribou Coffee's original distribution warehouses.
Oh, okay.
So when we were ripping out electrical, there was an old panel that had roaster 1, roaster 2, grinder 1, grinder 2,
okay.
and all these crazy, handwritten electrical panels that we were cutting out. Definitely checking voltage before we did it.
I found coffee beans in the cracks of the cement and stuff.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah.
And so our patio that is open now, that was the shipping docks for those warehouses. When we took over, it was Vikings locker room. So they had just walls, shelves of merch. Adrian,
okay.
I'm not a sports guy, so Adrian Peterson, that's the last relevant. He's a
Okay.
Viking player
Kirby
I know
Puckett,
about.
Yep.
Kirby Puckett stuff, probably.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
No,
he
I know he's
doesn't
a
play for the
baseball player.
Vikings.
I know he was a baseball player.
Sure.
But yeah, it was they just had
Grand slams.
Yeah.
a ton of Vikings.
Ton of Viking
merch.
stuff.
Okay.
Ton of balls and helmets and
Yeah.
accoutrements, if you will. So
Brett
it was
Favre
very.
dick pics.
Don't touch on the controversy.
Now it's a rated R podcast.
Some of
is that
the
what happened
best
to Kirby
computer
Puckett?
art you'll ever see.
Right,
It's just
absolutely.
wild.
AI before AI.
Yeah.
So when we took over, demo was pretty easy. We were, the guys from Fulton came over. They helped us set up the boiler. We were all skateboarding in here. We did cut our own drains. We did basically everything that. We did everything that was up to code and legal for us to do, and but we were all very hands on
Don't tell
from the
Bob
beginning.
Vila.
Yeah, don't. I watched a lot of Bob Vila. I'm very YouTube certified.
Another
I'll tell
80s
you that.
reference there.
Yep, very YouTube certified over here.
Yeah.
But then opening day was it was opening day of the Twins. Our soft opening. We didn't have any signage. We spray painted beer with an arrow on a piece of plywood, and put it on the sidewalk. And
that's awesome.
Who's in the Ford Center kitty corner from us? There's a marketing firm. I cannot remember the name. They'll probably be mad at me. But the marketing directors came in. They're like, "That's the best fucking sign I've ever seen."
That's so hilarious.
And then, then it was the worst twin season of all time.
That's right. Yeah.
Right when we opened, we're like,
Didn't they start like
this is gonna be
0
so
and
great.
12 or something
Oh,
like that? It was like
it was like
historically bad.
110 losses or some shit like that, and we're like, well, our location is great. Location.
You know, one could say that if you were going to have a horrible twin season,
Yeah.
you probably sold a lot more beer.
Right.
Because people would go to the game and they'd be like, well, shit, I'm
that
leaving in the
sucks.
fourth inning, come over here.
I wish that's
have
how
a
it worked.
few
Yeah, right.
ice-cold first calls.
Exactly.
I could
Call
literally
it a
tell
day.
you the Twins record by looking at taproom sales.
Yeah, pretty
As
much.
soon as like there's a saying, it's like you can't win a division in April, but you can lose it.
Yeah.
It's like if the Twins start out poor. It's like by May there's no Twins run.
Oh,
Like,
okay.
Yep.
So we could like the 2019 they had a good year.
Yep.
And you can see it, but also our road was like completely torn
was
up.
destroyed.
So, I don't know if we've ever had like even though we've been here for 10 years, I don't know if we've ever had a good Twins team.
Yep.
And a complete road.
And not a complete
Yeah.
road, and not a global disaster.
And not a global
and
pandemic.
not-
Sure, right.
Not
God. Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of weird stuff has happened in 10 years, turns out.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
if you go back, there's been a lot of really horrific things that have
Right.
happened in Minneapolis.
For sure.
And then all of a
Yeah.
sudden the government takes over our city.
Yeah.
It's like you didn't
We
see
get-
that one coming.
Fucking jack boots ripping through the city.
Yeah. What a
Aye.
surprise.
Yeah. Yep. So, gosh, I don't know. The toxic positivity. Yeah. No, we have. I mean, for positive things, you know.
Yeah, it's great when the government
we
took
have.
over.
There's just like there's a lot of like cool people that have come through. Like CBC and
Yeah.
was insane. Crazy here.
I didn't get COVID until after CBC.
I gave that to my. I gave
That
my
was-
wife.
that was a super spreader.
I gave my wife COVID for Mother's Day that year.
Aw.
It was great. Love you, Kate.
Chops gave me COVID. I got Chops as COVID.
Oh.
Exclusive strain.
Tag him.
Oh yeah.
I remember Julia Hers kidnapped me at Arbeiter and brought me here to some like industry party.
You're always welcome. You don't have to be kidnapped to
No,
be here.
it was kind of funny. She's like, "Well, do you want to go to an industry party?" I'm like, what now?" And she's just come with us. I ordered an Uber. You're coming with me. I'm like, "Where are we going?" Like Modist. Like, oh, okay.
okay.
I like
Now
that.
I feel
Like,
that was the next class.
It was kind of.
Oh yeah, the next class thing. Yeah.
That was like pretty.
They threw a big old party.
That was pretty cool. I was like,
Right.
ooh.
Which year was it that we got snowed out? 2018, 2017. We had a April. It was like April 18th. Oh shit. Knock on wood. We had like a 20-inch blizzard that year.
Oh, yeah.
So like the staff and us, we like all just went over to Smack Shack and got shit faced. Yeah. We're like, well, we can't do anything else.
Dude,
I guess we better go get drunk.
There was a line of dedicated hardcore Modist fans lined up outside past the corner
Wow.
for like bottle release and to try the new beers. And we're calling it, and we went outside. We're like, yo, you guys are all troopers. Come on in. We all had a beer. They picked up like their pre-orders and stuff. And
Yeah.
then we we're gonna reschedule, but like then we went to Smash.
Yeah.
It.
Yeah. Then we got Smack Shack. Yeah.
That's right.
Dude,
And it was crazy. It was like
we
2
got
feet of
hammered and
snow.
watched cars try to get up this hill.
Oh yeah.
So, like we had to push. Yeah, we had to push
Yeah. Super brutal. That was a random year.
Top 10 anniversary party.
Yeah, for sure. For sure.
You get it?
All right, I want to hear from each of you as you look back on the last 10 years. What are you the most proud of? Because there's been a lot of good things. Like Bree, you mentioned, being a positive force for social justice. Being on the right side of history when Metro Surge was happening, and it's still happening, but when it was at its most visceral, awful, George Floyd, everything. Like there have been a lot of things where you've come out without hesitation and been like, nope, here's where we stand, here's who we support. You've got great beers. Like you're known all over the place. You've done great collabs. I mean, you talked about collabing with Burial and True, and you go to really fun festivals all over the place. There's a lot of really positive things, but I think also you're a staple of this area, which is saying something because there's so many other places that are vying for people's attention. What amongst all of that, what do you sit back and think about, like, you know what? That's pretty fucking cool.
I would say personally is the opportunities that we've created and that have been presented to us with the people that have shown up and wanted to be a part of the team, that maybe got into it with full, like, you know, dedication of like, this is what I want to do, all the way to the person that's like, yeah, I like beer, this seems cool, let's give it a shot. The people have that have supported us, but also the people that have worked here and currently work here have got us where we are because they just fit with what we are as people, but also what the company needs. And that's beautiful, and it's amazing. Like, dude, like to be like, oh yeah, we have like 30 odd people like that they are relying on, you know, paychecks from us, and they're building their own lives with us and investing and having babies and buying houses and getting sweet sleeve tattoos and EV cars. Like, that is fucking awesome. Like, the fact that we can do that, and that is that's not like, you know, we wanted to create good jobs. I'm going way deep. We didn't want to like create jobs. We want to create careers. Like, that is it's in the original business plan. Like, that's what we wanted to be. That's what we are. We're trying to do and polish every day. It's that's super special to me, and I think that's fucking awesome to be able to do that. And we're just started as some fucking white dudes in the garage in South Minneapolis mixing up shit and, you know, trying to make hazy. Dude, check that out. We're trying to make hazy beer clear back in the day, dude. Before hazies, we're like, we can't drink this, it's too hazy. Fucking crazy. We started from nothing, and we brought awesome people throughout these 10 years along with us, and it's been fucking amazing. Mm-hmm. What do you guys got to say?
No, I agree 100%. I think the thing that never that I'm most proud of and that never gets old is, so I also do a lot of traveling for like festivals and like distribution and stuff like that. Is like
Mother Cactus.
It's preaching the fucking gospel of Mother Cactus, dude. So I mean, the thing that just like it never gets old is like seeing a stranger like drink one of our beers and go, and like you can see them kind of like look at the glass and they're like, oh shit, that's really good, or like share it with like their friend, or like, oh, you should try this, and they're like, that literally, like, as many shitty days as I've had in 10 years here, and like just the shitty, you know, years and like the stuff that goes along with small business and life in general, of like, if I see that brightens my day and like makes me feel like something's mattered, like you're enjoying something that my friends are making. It's pretty crazy. It's a really cool feeling.
Love what you guys said. I feel like the only thing I would have to add to that is that I'm just so proud that, you know, our city like allowed that to happen, because in so many ways we shouldn't be able to do this. You know, it's just like we're kind of put together. We make a great product, but we're like a band of misfits that like are running a business, and we don't come from money. And we like, you know, it's like for this to even exist for 10 years is like, it's just such a hats off to not the people that we've hired, and the people who just kind of like, the city has to be kind of cool and kooky for this thing to be, you know, a success. And I'm just so proud that the people that we've done something that is worth supporting. You know, the first things that come to mind is like, we've grabbed so many headlines over the years, and never have we thought like we should grab a headline, right? So it's just like George Floyd was such a trying time, and we didn't want, like, we have a banner hanging in the Smithsonian that says free hot dogs for protesters. And at no point did we think about publicity. We
That
wanted
might
to
have
give
been
free
returned.
hot dogs to.
That might have been removed by now under current administration.
Yeah, they probably burnt it.
They've archived it.
Yeah.
Archived it.
But like I'm proud of us for being us, I guess is what I'm saying, and I'm so proud of our city for like letting us do that. And it's not a guarantee that we get to do this for another 10 years or like it's just like we've had a lot of fun, and I'm so thankful that people have allowed us to just kind of
Keep doing it.
Yeah, and fuck off. And just make a really good I don't know. It's
Make
just
good beers.
It's good.
Good beers. Good beers, good people.
Well, I haven't been here 10 years, but I have been here 5, and my life has completely changed. So, like, for the better. Just to clarify.
Phew.
Oh, thank God.
Yes, my favorite part of the time that I've spent at Modist is the stability that I have in my life. And, yeah, it's that big of a deal.
It's really been fun to kind of follow you and come into the tap room and try new beers and be excited about beers that, in a time when not every brewery is putting out beers that are unexciting from a hype standpoint, but very exciting from a style and flavor standpoint. And I really appreciate that about you all. And I think that's something that you probably don't get recognized for enough. But I think it's really special. I think the staying power of the innovation and just the creativity, you're not trying to grab headlines. You're just doing what you think is right as good people. And I think that carries a lot of weight. And I'm really proud of you all. I think 10 years is a big deal in this industry, and it's an exciting reason to celebrate. So thank you.
Thanks, Dan.
Thanks, Dan.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Yes.
Yeah, like the chili cheese brew. That wasn't about headlines. It was about what.
Bring it back.
That was about a one-way ticket to Flavor Town.
What needs to happen to beer?
I was up for the challenge.
Cheese powder.
Everyone I know that like around the country and other breweries gives me shit about that.
As they should.
Constantly.
But they used to give us shit about Dilly Dilly.
I mean, they give me shit about everything.
Yeah.
It's just my vibe.
Because they hate us because they ain't us.
That's right.
That's not very modest of you.
Dude, are we allowed to talk
like
talk
anus.
about how California Pizza Kitchen just hit us up about making a barbecue chicken beer?
That's
We're not allowed to talk about that yet?
That's exclusive. That's not for the Patreons only.
Exclusive.
It's like, I love that people are like, hey, who would do something stupid? Let's contact Modist Brewing Co. I mean, yeah, I was like, hey,
What's
you
the
guys
closest
are dumb.
California Pizza Kitchen?
That's right.
They all closed in Minnesota. We looked it up yesterday.
It's got to be in California.
No, in Wisconsin.
Well, I want to thank you all, but I really appreciate you so much taking time to sit down and chat. I'm just a fan, and I love hearing the stories, and getting to know you all over the years has been really cool. And so, cheers for 10 years.
I'm gonna be so hungover when I listen to this.
We will all definitely still be alive.
So let's get a cheers.
Thank you, Dan.
Thank you.
Thank you, Dan.
Yeah.
Thanks for being a local beer connoisseur and enjoying all of our beers and
Yeah.
How many bottle caps do you have on tap?
A lot. I don't want to talk about
Seven?
I'm not here to
Yes.
brag about my untapped stats.
More than seven.
That's another show. I want to thank the Modist crew for hanging out and sharing so many great stories and anecdotes about their 10-year journey in craft beer. They're showing no signs of slowing down. If you didn't celebrate with them over the weekend at their birthday party, get into the tap room soon and enjoy a pint or two and wish them happy birthday. Now, I want to give a special thank you to Brad Ashton, Marcus Dodson, Chuck Dorsey, Vicky Epper, Daniel Fisher, Todd Fitzloff, Dave Giefer, Matt Holton, Robin Irwin, Brian Ketchell, Sarah Cry, Cable Lefto, Dave Long, Ben Michaels, Brent Newman, Bree Smith, Jesse Storms, Cal Vandyhoof, and Brian Wu for being Kegstander level supporters of the One Pint Stand Patreon. You've all shown incredible generosity, and I'm so grateful for it. Cheers to you all. If you happen to be a Pint Hoister and Kegstander level supporter of the Patreon, you got to hear the Dilly Dilly story, which was so crazy. And I'd heard parts of it over the years, but it was really fun to have the entire story told from the folks that dealt with it. So, and there was a bunch of other really funny stuff on there. We just kind of let it roll, and we were having a good time and drinking pitchers of beer. So when you do that, the Patreon content just kind of writes itself. I also want to thank the band Quirky for creating a nice little jingle for the podcast. I just love how it turned out, and it adds such a great touch to the show. Thank you so much. Before we go, I want to give a huge thanks again to the sponsor for this episode, Arbeiter Brewing Company. Gold medal award-winning lagers, a great environment, great people. Don't forget, they have a tasty THC seltzer called Best Buds as well. Check them out at Arbeiter Brewing on social channels and on Minnehaha Avenue in South Minneapolis. With that, this has been another episode of A One Pint Stand, a Minnesota craft beer podcast where the pants stay on, but the caps come off. Cheers.
The last podcast Bree and I were on, they didn't do it right. They fucked it up.
Well,
They just didn't press record.
I don't know what sort of fly-by-night operation you were on, but here at A One Pint Stand, we pride ourselves on our audio-visual skill. And yes, it's recording. So make sure the memory card. Yep, we're good. We're good.
God, no bush league here.
We're ready. That's right. They don't call me Dan Rather of St. Paul reporting for nothing.